All right. And we are recording. So welcome. I'm so excited that you guys are all here tonight from your home. And I saw some beautiful fires in there. So let me introduce myself because I know I have a lot of new people might be doing it on the replay. I think I had over 30 people, which I'm so excited. I'll be honest, a little nervous. I think it's probably one of the biggest webinars I've ever done. So I ended up with a kind of a headache right before this. And I think I let my nerves get the best of me. So I had a really nice about 10-minute meditation right before we started. And if anybody's looking for a good, if you want to say station, I don't know if that's what you call it, on Spotify, it was really nice. I think it's called something, I don't know, meditation. It was very nice. So my headache is now gone. So welcome. My name is Jennifer Kupcho. My friends call me, my name, obviously, but my friends call me Jen. And if you're here, then you are my new friend. So welcome. Why are we here? All right. I am a spiritual mindset coach. I am also a teacher. I am both full-time. And right now, both are serving me. I'm loving both. And I was feeling guilty for a while, feeling I had to choose one over the other. And that's something that we're going to talk about, that it's going to be your choice in how you make your business work. And it doesn't have to be one over the other. Right now, both are serving me. So I'm here today to talk about something that I kind of chased after and I missed for a good 3 years of starting my own business through an MLM. And those of you who know me, I started working with Beachbody. And I was told so many times, if you show up and you work the business and you'll succeed and everything will work for you. And I showed up and I worked my business probably 150%. In fact, I feel bad a little bit for my teaching because I felt like I wasn't even balancing that well. And it wasn't working for me. And I didn't know what was happening. And it's taken me 3 years of coaching myself, of not coaching myself, but going to a coach myself, of learning, of reading, of all that great personal development reading that I do, but there was still something missing. And that is what I'm going to share with you tonight. So any of you who are thinking of starting a business or already have a business or at the very beginning, the middle, it doesn't matter. It took me about 3 years in, or at least 2 years in of my business before I discovered what I was missing. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Sorry, as I'm doing this, I got I think I have a cat hair. That's nothing new. So let me share my screen with you as I'm fixing my eye here. And let me find where we're going. Oh, that's going to make me nuts. All right, so keynote. And you'll notice I talk to myself a lot. So, all right, I'm going to, now, if someone can tell me or chat to me down below, I'm really sorry. It's making me nuts. If you can still see me signing, because I know I need to be signing for those of you who use ASL as your first language. So I'm going to try to do it. Stick with me here for a minute. I think I found it. Oh, yes. All right. That's me. I'm going to try to do it. Can you still see me in a corner? If anybody wants to unmute themselves and tell me if you can see me.
Yes, I can see you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do full screen on here. That's perfect. I can't see me, but I'll have to trust that I'm in the window. Okay, so I'm calling this Breaking Barriers, and for no other reason that's what came to me, and I've gotten really good at opening myself up and listening to myself. And we're going to talk about that, my inner guide, if you'd like to say, however you want to say it, spirit guide, but surrendering, which is a huge part that I was trying to control. And I am a perfectionist, or I say a recovering perfectionist. So that's why I called it Breaking Barriers. So our own barriers that we started. So a little bit about me. And why I'm here talking with you. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a teacher, and I'm a coach. So I wear many hats, which I'm sure many of you too do. Some of you might be working your business full time. I am, but I also have 2 jobs. So I used to say I was part-time coach. I'm not. I am full-time, but I am actually working 2 full-time jobs. All right, a little bit about me. That's my daughter, who is not that small anymore. She's 14. My husband, my son, some of my big, any of you have been in personal development or business, we always talk about your whys. And I started off focusing on my whys as being my family, but not to say that it wasn't enough, but I needed to go a little deeper. Okay, this is actually most recent. My son is a senior this year, and my daughter is a freshman. And I don't know how that happened, honestly. All right, my journey did not start where I am now. I am 47 years old, and it was been a long journey. And I've spent most of it, I don't want to say unhappy, because I had a great childhood, a loving family, but it was me that did it to myself. And I spent most of my years in fear of everything. Fear of judgment of others, fear of worthiness, which connected with my relationships with others, with my business. And I'll say many times, I'll always say, it's not about what you think it's about. And I found that to be true as I was working my business, of why things weren't working really had to do with me, a lot of it. So that those fears, our bodies tend to express ourselves through pain. with migraines most of my life, really bad ones. Depression I've gone through. I have in there 7 years of anti-seizure medication, counseling, you name it. It's not like I was born with a, what do you want to call, like that's gold, silver spoon in my mouth. I've had my bumps and bruises along the way, but I have nothing to complain about because it brought me here. It got to a point where I was feeling tired of feeling sick and tired all the time. And I knew that there had to be a better way. I just didn't know what it was. That's about 3 years ago when I had found Beachbody. And I'll be truthful, and this is not a Beachbody pitch. I'm not really working for them any longer. That's kind of like fall to the side. But it connected with me. It resonated with me. I could support that because it changed me. And I had been exercising with them for many years. I didn't know there was anything about coaching that I actually could do. So when I found that, I kind of connected with that. And I started working on the outside physically. I started working nutrition, I guess that would be the inside, and starting to find myself again, but still on the outside shell. This, though, is where I found the most important part that started to change everything, which is personal development in reading. And I would read and listen, and I was loving it. But I still was missing something just in the reading. There felt like there was like gaps in there, and I didn't know what they were. So I went a little bit further, and during that time, this was my team at that point from my above, and it was Team Persevere, and I did enjoy my time with them. And this right here, as you can see, there's a quote from Gabby Bernstein, which is an author and a person that now I am taking courses with, that I really that changed me a lot. So you need to find your own along the way. During that time, I found a coach, a personal coach, which I'm now doing myself. This, however you want to say, is what changed everything for me. It filled in those gaps of all that reading and of that knowledge that I was getting, but I was still missing something. And that personal interaction, question, support is what I needed. And any of like the top coaches or top, if you want to say business people or owners, have coaches that they go to, because that's the thing. You want to continue to learn, grow, change, and break down those blocks. Going into now, this is where I'm heading into how it's changed my life and how I'm here. This is just, I'm saying that profound changes in me, I've found, have brought profound changes in everyone else. We like to look on the outside and say, oh, that person's not buying from me. That person is, not listening to me. That person's not responding to me. And we go out here. But when we start to go in, all of a sudden, like dominoes, we'll see everyone else around us change with us. And I can say 100% this is true. That's where I found my sparkle and shine. I am, like I said, I'm 47 now, and it's taken about 3 years for me to get here, and all of a sudden I've woken up. I honestly have woken up, and that's why I'm here sharing with you. One of the things I'd like to share with you is that I got so involved and so excited that I started following everyone under the sun, all the experts, and I started watching and following this person. And that's what I was told to do. Follow, 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 model, copy. The problem is I couldn't find me in that. I was following everyone else and had no idea how to trust my own gut, if you want to say. And I wasn't following myself, and I wasn't following me. So be careful. I was going to say share, but be careful when you're following. And I'll talk more about how to balance that. So why I'm here is to share all my fails, and hopefully, if I can do my job right, it's to get you there faster. And you can have your own fails, which are not bad, but maybe you can skip over some of the parts that I struggled with for so long. So we're getting to the meat of the matter. This is what we're going to be talking about. 5 pieces here. 1, finding your niche, your group, your vision, if you want to say. And I'm going to talk about that and how I have to laugh about that for myself, because I searched and searched and searched. And I'm going to give you more specifics on what you can do. Fixing or redefining the word sell. And maybe you're not having this problem, but I had a huge problem with the word sell. And we'll talk about that as we go through. A mindset reset. So like a fix, setting yourself up again, and we'll talk about that. That has to do with fear and judgment. Working smarter, not harder. And this is huge. I mean, all of these really, they are simple, but huge. And the last one is clarity of yourself. So that's where we're going to be heading. These are our 5, and we'll recap at the end again. So that's where I'm headed with you guys. So let's get started. All right, finding your niche. I'm going to say it as a group. So those of you who are watching me sign your group. What does this mean? I don't know how long I kept hearing my upline tell me again and again, you just have to find your niche. I'm like, I'm not, finding the right people. Like, just have to find it. Find your niche, which sounds great, but I didn't really understand what that meant. And I looked and I read and I researched and I tried to follow, what women, my age. And I just kept looking and writing down lists and creating new posts and reaching out in so many different ways. You ready for the key? How simple I can make it for you? Your niche is you. That's it. Pure and simple. It sounds simple, and it is actually simple. When you surrender and let go of trying to control everything that you think will work and allow yourself to be you. And that I know is easier said than done because we have so many fears. And that's what we're going to talk about, how you can work through them, because our fears will keep us from being ourselves, our true, authentic self, which that is what changes everything. And when you can start to shed away fears and your blocks and bring those down, you can find who you truly are, and not getting so philosophical, but you really can. And that is what your group, your niche is going to be. Like, so for me, for example, I love makeup. I love to play with it. I know some people do not. For a long time, that gave me a fear in that I didn't want to share. I know that some other people, or I knew that other people were judgmental. Like, oh, you like makeup? Oh, you fake. You're not going to show your true self. And those were fears, silly as they were, of myself, which were not at all the truth, but that was my insecurity coming out. So I wasn't even allowing myself to be myself, to be able to find that group. When I started to become clearer, which kind of goes with that number 5 that we'll get to, that's when it cleared up. So the more I took down those blocks, the more I cleared away fears and problems and issues, and I got to know me, that's when my niche found me. But it wasn't happening before I could get there. Okay, so that was our first one, niche. Really, I'm bringing it down as simple as I can. It's you. But you have to be clear on you. So although it's simple, you have to know you and get rid of some of those fears. And once that happens, these all kind of work together. And when that happens, then you're going to find everyone else. All right. So that was our first one. My second one in here is clearing your definition, your meaning of the word sell. This was huge for me. I think I spent 2 years saying over and over and over to everyone that I met that I don't sell anything, or I'm not a salesperson. And I looked at the word sell as this like evil, horrible word. And I wonder now why it was so hard for me to sell anything to anyone, to show, and I don't want to say sell again, to show people the worth of what I had to offer. Of course they weren't going to want me. Well, they did. We made good connections, but not necessarily want my product or my service, because I brought an energy of, I don't want to say fear, but that I hated the word itself. So how was I going to help someone else when that was my feeling about the word sell? Now, that is when I talked about not being salesy. It's really important that you, and it's a course that I have that I give, not workshops, worksheets to kind of work through this, that you become clear. Do you support? Do you feel that what you have to offer, whether it's a service, like for me for coaching and courses, do you feel that it will benefit someone? I do. 100% I know. I'm confident in what I do now. I was not as confident before. And that shone through everything I did. You need to question yourself. Whatever business that you are in right now, are you comfortable? Are you confident? Do you feel it will bring benefit to someone else? And if you can answer yes, then know that there's nothing wrong with the word sell. Think of it maybe as share or a service that you are providing. If sell does not kind of sit right with you, then change your word, change your definition.
Your nose off that. Stop.
But you need to be able to be clear and okay with what you're doing. When that happens, when you are solid in what you're offering, and I know the people that I buy from, and I buy from many people right here on the internet. I was going to say online, that would be on the internet, because I value what they have. I buy Rodan and Fields. I buy Unique. Soon I'm going to try oils, like the essential oils. These are things that will benefit my life. I don't even think twice about purchasing from someone that I have that right connection with and that vibe. Why? Because they believe in what they're offering. They don't feel it is a icky, that we say, that we kind of feel like sometimes, or I did in the past. Maybe you don't have a problem with it. I did. And it was also in how I was running my business. And that is something else that we'll discuss. But you need to get clear and grounded, solid in what you're doing. And if you can sit down and say honestly that you know you're helping women or men or both or whatever it is that you're doing, then you need to stop with the I don't sell. Everything is sold, and you don't think badly about buying what you know is going to benefit you. So why should you feel bad about selling something to someone as long as you're doing it in alignment with yourself? You're providing them with a service, with something that will benefit them. So redefine your word sell and shift, as we talked about mindset, shift your mindset on what sell is. Okay, we are up to, so where's the sell? I said, like, understand yourself better. This is why I said to get to know yourself better. Yep. I'm saying yep as I'm watching my own slide here, to not get in your own way. That's really what happens. It's us. And then that is what goes across to the other person. Why would they want to come and buy from us our service or our product when we don't believe in it, or at least the energy that we're giving off is not believing in it? Okay, our next one, so I guess this must be 3. Our mindset, this is review, reset. So reset. We're going to talk about that F word, that fear. All right. Here's the thing. Most of the time, actually, I would say 100% of the time, the fears that we have, and I can say this through 3 years of being coached myself and work that I've done, our fears are an illusion. They're false. They are simply our perception given on someone else. So you need to start becoming clear on your own fears, because more than likely they had nothing to do with that other person. I can say probably mostly 100%. So let me reword that. They're your perception. They're my perception. I can say yours because you are me. I am you. We're in the same place or traveling that same type of circle. And all those fears we have about what people will think of us and how will they view us, those are our own fears. It's not, they don't own them. We do. And I can tell you, if it helps you, and I'll give you a solution, if it helps you, this is what I do and how I run my business now. And many of you who are part of my community can attest if you're here. I started my own community that's where I work through. Yes, once in a while, I'll put it out there for the general, my Facebook friends, but mostly no. And I don't add people who don't want to be in my community. That's how I get that group, that niche, that tribe that is connected to me. And so I know if I show up in my community, that what I have to offer will benefit them. They may not want everything that I have to offer, but I no longer feel that icky or that I'm not holding back. I know that the women, 475 right now as of today, women that are in the group are there because they want to. I'm not imposing on them. I'm not, and if I am, I see it happen. They go. If I'm not their, cup of tea, if you want to say, they'll go. And I bless and release and say, I hope they find what they need. And it's not in this group. And I'm not at all upset because I want to know that the people I'm working with are in that same vibration and that same energy I'm at. And I never even have to think about sharing because I am 100% me. That's important. So if you're working a business right now and fear is holding you back, I mean, there's a lot of things. It's not going to get fixed in just this one hour-long webinar. But I can tell you one of the first things that you can do right now if you're working on the outside. No, you want to be working on the inside for mindset, but you can work on the outside and set up a community that is specific to you. And remember, I said you are your niche. You are your tribe. So set it up. Talk to people, ask them. I asked people at first, do you want to come over? Because Facebook is hard, it blocks things out. But by asking them and bringing them over, you start to build a tribe that's you, your niche. And you don't ever have to feel bad about offering because you know that they are the same as you or along the same way. So fear. This is where I know I've worked for, like I said, 3 years with my own coach. I work with one-on-one clients that I coach, and some of the things that sometimes we're talking about fear. And it pops up in different ways. One of my last fears about my business was actually putting the word spiritual in front of mindset coach. And I was afraid, actually, I'm giving away part of a course if you decide to take it. I'm giving you like a sneak peek of it right now, but I shared things of what do I mean by it. But my fear was putting the word spiritual in front of mindset coach. I was afraid I was going to repel people from me that by being so specific. But it was clear in my heart, and it's where I was led. And what I finally got through some meditation and work and journaling is that what I was doing was not, it was out of fear of pushing away, but what I was really doing was keeping people at a distance that couldn't get to me because they didn't know what I was really about. And when I was clear and dropped away that fear and dug deep and figured that out about myself and got rid of that fear, then I had a flood of people that were waiting to get to me, but I wasn't that clear before. And it was amazing. Did some people move on? Yeah, I still see it happen. Like I'll see my numbers go up and down and then more and then less. but that's fine because I can work clearly without fear. So you've got to keep working through that, whether it's with a coach that you have yourself now, it's something you might want to discuss or journal or meditate on. But it is so important in being clear and getting rid of the fear. This one, it's so funny because I know some of you are in my community, some are not, and you know that I'm a huge fan. I don't like to say fan because I'm not in awe of her, but I feel connected with Gabby Bernstein. If any of you have read The Universe Has Your Back, and I got to see her in New York City, and there's a deck of cards with just a whole bunch of beautiful affirmations. And so before we had this, it's funny because I'm looking at this, do what brings you joy. I sat quiet. I let up a prayer. I asked to be open. In fact, I never even really know what's going to, hold on. I don't know why this is saying I only have 10 minutes left because I don't know what's going on here. Hold on. I don't know if you guys can see that. What's happening here? Let me see. Hold on. I got to get rid of this. It should be fine because I have one. All right. Hopefully it'll be fine. Okay. So, now where was I? Oh, so I picked for you guys. I'm going to go back to that one. This is, and it says, the universe works fast when I'm having fun. It's actually the first time I've actually picked this card. And it was so perfect for tonight because it is totally true that you need to be more centered on doing what brings you joy. Do not continue to do something that does not bring you joy. It's as simple as that. And that I've let things go. I no longer do things certain ways because I felt like it was hard and work, but it does not have to be. You don't have to be chained to your Facebook page 24/7. You need to be authentic in your post. You can do less. I actually do less posts, and I got rid of I kept watching the algorithms about, put videos and movies, and it wasn't me. So I post what I feel, put it out, put less of it, and people respond because it's me. So you need to find what's you. I say that passion trumps ability. You can do well from the first day you start your business, whatever it is, if you have a passion and excitement about it. So don't be feeling like you have to, know everything, and stop waiting with fear. That was me about going live for the first time or putting a post or typing it 1,000,000 times before I released it. You don't need to do that. Again, saying the same thing. Don't do anything that doesn't light you up. When you work from a high vibe, you will attract others. You will attract what you want. But if you're struggling with it and if you're miserable, you're not going to get anywhere that you want to go. When you are clear, again, everything that I was saying with myself, knowing that I'm a spiritual mindset coach, I'm clear. Everyone around me is clear. That energy is huge. They feel the energy before they even know what I'm going to talk about. They feel it before I approach them. It's the same way I can feel with other people that I buy from. I probably bought from 3 different people now that I'm connected with that never asked me to buy, but I could feel their energy. I could feel what they were about. I liked them. I connected and I bought. And it's the same way for you. You can have anything and everything that you want. Don't let anyone tell you differently. You are the one that's going to decide that. If you're looking at someone and saying, but they've been doing the business so much longer than me, you've already shut yourself down. You can, and it is as simple as that. It's simple, but it takes work of the mindset shift. But you can. There's no question about it. Anything and everything that you want, you can have. Here's a big one that I actually started doing my own posts. I was talking to Jerry, one of the coaches that I'm friends with, that we talk daily about things and we kind of support each other in our business. And you should have people that you can chat with or on the same energy. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start making my own posts. I talk with my clients and my one-on-one people that I coach. I'm like, you know what? It's time that I start, writing things down. And one of the things is if you change your behavior before you change your thoughts, that behavior is not going to last. And you know that from diets, from new programs. If you didn't change that inside, the outside's great for a short amount of time, but it doesn't keep going like that. So be careful. If you want this to go in the long haul, take the time, take the energy, take some courses, go beyond just reading, have that personal interaction wherever it might be, and change the mindset so that the behavior will stay. So that's about it. That's where we've got. So finding your niche, that's what we started with. That is you, but you need to be clearer. So it kind of works. It doesn't actually work in one order. You can go back and forth and up and down, but you need to know you. You need to clear out. You need to get rid of your fears, which is the mindset reset, fears and judgment and all that, because they're really you. But it's a lot easier just to say, oh, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. You have to do the work it takes to get there. Redefining sell to a service or share or whatever is comfortable, and possibly, which I kind of added that wasn't in my thing here, to start a community, a group that will work for you and you feel comfortable within. And in those confines of that group, maybe that's where you can start to become yourself. And that's what people will see and be attracted to. Okay? Work smarter, not harder. You don't have to be chained all day long. If you become more real, you don't have to be putting, I know people say like post after post after post. You don't have to. You can do a few a day. Make them real. Make them beneficial. Always give more than you ask for. If you overgive, people will appreciate. And I don't mean that you get walked on, but that's what I'm doing right here. I'm giving up my time. The time that it took to make this. Give you more. Always give you more. And that's what will allow more abundance. When you give more, you get more. True. And then clarity. Clarity for you means clarity on your customer. This was just, that was my daughter from LA this year. But I love this quote. Sometimes you just have to take the leap and you'll build the wings on your way down. Don't wait for perfect. People don't need perfect. I have my PJs on right now. The top is still when I'm working from school and all day today, but don't be perfect and don't wait for perfect. Perfectionism comes from fear. That's a whole nother thing, a whole nother course and working with. But perfectionism is a fear of not doing well and of being judged. So don't wait for perfect. It doesn't exist. Do messy and connect with others. Okay, so if you are looking for more, if this was helpful, I got so inspired, so excited when I saw name after name after name pop up that I did create a course. It's a self-study. I know some people aren't ready to do one-on-one coaching. So if that works better for you, if you're a busy mom, if you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever it is. But if you were like me, I knew I needed more. For me, I was able to find a coach that I can one-on-one sit and talk with. And I talk with most of my girls. We do not webinars, but we do face-to-face on here. So if you are looking for more, and I said, knowledge is power. I do have a course and I can send you an email afterwards. It is 4 videos. There are 8 downloadable documents. You can print them out. They're all in PDF files. They are worksheets. They are information. There's quotes. There's knowledge. So I jam-pack that. It's a site. It's actually a teaching site. And there is a 5-page how-to. Okay, so, that's my bonus. Sorry, that was a bonus I've got. So if you're interested in more and going further and really working through those fears and all that, then you don't have to finish here. Now, I want to stop sharing so I can see you guys and unmute. And I know I was trying to get it all in there. Does anybody have questions that you want to ask me as we're still here? Oh, I could see me. I really hope I was in that screen because I couldn't see myself. Does anybody have any questions I can answer right here? You can always email me later, but if you've got anything? No? We're good? Okay. Awesome, guys. Well, I'm very excited that you came. I will follow you up with information. I'm going to make a link of this. So if you have team members or people that you want to share it with, I'm going to give it to you. I'm not going to put it in the page, but I'll send it to you in your email so that you'll have it. And that's about it. So I thank you for joining me, and I hope it was clear. Like I said, I couldn't see myself, so I hope. All right. And have a good night. Look at Tina over there. Yeah, she's got her signing down. Awesome. Thank you, Vanessa. You're welcome. All right. Have a good night, everyone. And I will follow up with email so you know what's out there. All right. Take care.